Hi, I'm Peter Jones. This is a short story called Knickers. Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Asked the judge. Henry scratched his head. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure, my lord, your honour. I mean, I did the things they said all right, but, well, it was all a question of circumstances. I mean, look, if someone kills someone in self-defence, well, I mean, he did kill him, didn't he? But he wouldn't have been guilty of murder, though, would he? The judge frowned. I can't possibly see how anything like that can apply in your case, he said. But since you're not represented by counsel, perhaps you can explain your dilemma and I'll try to advise you. Ah, certainly, your lordship, your honour. I mean, well, it was like this, you see. Henry proceeded to tell the judge his story. His wife, Marjorie, had broken her leg, and because it had been caused by her tripping over something that he had left lying around, she blamed him. The consequence was that he was left with all the household work to do. On the day in question, he had got up early to do the washing. Since they owned a good washing machine, that wasn't a problem. Oh, it wouldn't have been if he hadn't have put Marjorie's favourite knickers and bra in with his new pair of black, made-in-China shorts. No one had told him that colours sometimes ran. As soon as he started to take the washing out of the machine, he saw the once pink, now grey, knickers and grabbed them out of the machine, tearing the gossamer fabric on the corner of the lid as he did so. His wife had happened to hobble into the laundry at that moment. The result was that only a little after 9 o'clock Henry was, for the first time in his life, shopping for a matching set of knickers and bra. Marjorie had told him to go to Eleanor's, a specialist store in these items. When he entered the shop, it was empty, except for two middle-aged but very well-groomed ladies. "Can I help you?" asked one of them. Said Henry, going red. "I'm looking for..." His hands briefly fluttered near his chest, and his hand dropped lower. "What size are you looking for?" asked the lady. Blushing even more brightly, Henry took the grey pair of knickers and matching bra from his pocket and, trying not to touch the garment, the saleswoman checked the size. "It's one of our stock items," she told him. "What colour were they?" When, 5 minutes later, he left the shop, Henry headed for the nearby cafe. Oh, he could have done with something stronger, but caffeine would have to do. It was still early and the cafe was empty, except for two girls in their early 20s, dressed in miniskirts and blouses, and sitting together at one of the tables. Henry ordered an espresso and sipped at it while he glanced through the complimentary copy of a newspaper left for customers to read. Then he left, leaving the distinctive Eleanor's bag on the seat where he had put it when he went in. He remembered it as soon as he got to his car and rushed back to the cafe. The two girls were there and a group of 4 men had just entered before him. But the bag was no longer on the seat. He went to the counter and asked if it had been handed in. It hadn't. None of the 4 men could have taken it, he thought, and he doubted whether it was the cafe owner. That left the 2 girls, who seemed to be engrossed in conversation. One of them had to have taken his wife's knickers. But what to do about it? The matching pair had left him with very little change from $100, and he couldn't afford to buy another set. He bought another cup of coffee and took it to a table just the other side of the girls, and as he went past, he glanced at their table. Both of them only had small purses that he was sure couldn't hide his purchase. Someone must have them, and they were the only suspects. But where were the missing items? He had a thought. The cafe was filling up, but he left his coffee on the table and walked to the toilets. Fortunately, they were situated in a small corridor and no one noticed him slip into the ladies. He found what he suspected. A worn pair of knickers and bra and an Eleanor's bag was in a waste bin. Back at his table, he pondered what to do. Eventually, he dropped a coin on the floor and dropped down to look for it. He crept under the girl's table. Yes, there were his knickers. He reached into his pocket for his mobile telephone. Yes, I see, said the judge. So you took the photograph as evidence, is that it? That's correct, Your Honourship, said Henry. Well, I must admit that explains the case against you for taking an indecent photograph without permission, but, well, there is still the more serious charge of sexual assault. How do you explain that? Well, it was like this, Your Worshipful. Oh, one moment, I like that. Henry leaned out of the dock and plucked a pen from the top pocket from one of the court officials. He looked at it admiringly and put it in his own top pocket. "Hey!" cried the official, "give me that back," and he snatched the pen back again. "He's taken my pen, my lord, Your Honour," exclaimed Henry. "Tell him off." "The pen was his," the judge told him. "I saw you take it from him. He was perfectly entitled to take back what was already his." "Exactly," said Henry. "I rest my case."